I'm going to discuss multiplication and division with regards to mixed fractions. Now recall that mixed fractions can be converted to improper fractions. You're definitely going to want to do that for multiplication and division problems. Once you convert to improper fractions, the exercises will be much nicer. All right, so let me do an example. Suppose we wanted to multiply 2 and 1/12 by 2 and 4/5. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is convert both mixed fractions to an improper fraction. The first mixed fraction is going to be replaced by 25/12. Remember how we do conversions to improper fractions. The second mixed fraction I'm going to replace with 14/5. And now I can simply multiply the numerators and denominators. If I do that, I'm going to get a big product for the numerator. However, let me do the following first. Let me replace 5, instead of doing 25 times 14, I think you would agree that that's the same as 5 times 5 times 2 times 7. All right? And I think you would agree on the bottom where I have 12 times 5 that that's the same thing. Instead of doing 12 times 5, that's the same thing as doing 2 times 6 times 5. All right, now why did I do that? Well, you could, I'm sure you know how to multiply 25 and 14 and 12 and 5. All right, now if you don't want to do that work, it turns out for this one, what you can do is write it out in terms of products of smaller numbers such that you have duplicates. You have pairs such that the top and bottom you are the same number. So what I mean by that, like I see a 5 and a 5 on top and bottom, so I can ignore that. I see a 2 and 2. Okay? And now I only have to multiply the leftovers. So 5 times 7, 35, and then 6 left over on bottom. And indeed, that is the answer. Okay? You can, as always, convert that to a mixed fraction. In this case, you would get 5 and 5/6. Okay? Now, let's have you try one. Would you please try minus 1 and 1/7 times 2 and 1/2? Pause the video and try that now, please. Okay, I'll go ahead and work it out myself. So the first mixed fraction is going to be replaced with minus 8/7. The second mixed fraction is going to be replaced with 5/2. Now doing the multiplication, I get minus 40/14. All right. And I can replace that with minus 20/7 or minus 2 6/7. Notice that the negative on the first mixed fraction wasn't a problem. Sure, the improper fraction also had the negative, but we just put that aside, or you could have put it aside, and the only effect that has is that when you get your answer, you make sure that it's negative because we have one negative in the product. All right? So let's now do division. And I know, or I hope you know how to do division with fractions. So go ahead and try this one. 4 4/5, that mixed fraction divided by 5 3/5. Okay, pause the video and try that now, please. All right, I'll go ahead and work it out by first converting to improper fractions. So the first improper fraction that I'm going to replace a mixed fraction with is going to be 24/5. And the second mixed fraction that I'm going to replace a mixed fraction with is going to be 18/5. Excuse me, 28/5, because I'm going to do 5 times 5 and add that product to 3. Okay, and then to divide improper fractions, one way to do it is to convert it to a product of improper fractions. Okay, and we see that there's a 5 on top and a 5 on bottom. I can drop both of those, and so I have 24/28. I can divide the top and bottom by 2 and get 12/14. Actually, even better, let's divide the top and bottom by 4, and I will get 6/7. And there is no mixed fraction that I can convert that to, so the only answer is 6/7. All right, so let's finish by having you do a division problem now. So would you please do -5 2/3 divided by -2 1/6. Okay, so pause the video and try that now, please. All right, as usual, I'll go ahead and work it out too. And this quotient has 2 negatives, so if you like, you can simply discard all the negatives and then your answer will be positive, which is what you want. So this is equivalent to, let's see, 17/3 divided by 13/6, which is equivalent to 17/3 times 6/13. And I'm going to want to replace the 6/3. 6 is equal to 2 times 3, so I'm going to cross out the 3's and leave the 2. Leave the 2. So putting it all together for that answer, I'm going to get, let's see, 34/13. And let's see if we can even convert that to a mixed fraction. So let's see. How many 13s are in 34? 2. That brings us up to 26, and then we have a remainder of 8. So 2 8/13 is the answer, which I hope you got.